Every story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
This is CoreTV News on the Hour. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Minister of Petroleum Resources Dezani Alice Maduke says the National Assembly cannot investigate her on the allegation of spending 10 billion naira to charter a jet without first obtaining the consent of President Goodluck Jonathan. She argues that both the Senate and the House of Representatives or their committees lack the power to even summon her to appear before them for the purpose of the probe without Jonathan's consent. The minister and the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation made these submissions in an affidavit they filed in support of a fresh suit before a Federal High Court in Abuja to stop the probe. CoreTV News learned that the minister and the NNPC, who are the applicants in the suit, sued the Senate and the House of Representatives as the first and second respondents respectively. However, no date has been fixed for the hearing of the fresh suit, and the respondents have yet to file their defense. Following several complaints about non-payment of allowances to soldiers fighting insurgency in the northeast, the military headquarters and the Ministry of the Finance have been attempting to explain the funding of the security agencies involved in the war against terror.
You can't say it's actually what we see is the problem, that the finance ministry is not releasing the money is the problem. We have an inherently dystopic system that until we get to a point where, and it's ironic. I can't say I like what the Boko Haram is doing, but this is one of the things that will wake up to reality, that we cannot for long be sustaining this dystopia and expect to have security and expect to have safety, because in other areas of life, we have so glossed over the madness that we have caused through this inherent corruption that Boko Haram may seem to be a clarion call for us to wake up and do the right thing.
An entrepreneur and public affairs analyst, Bola Oba, says the army is long overdue for rehabilitation and the welfare should not be toyed with by government.
Today's Nigerian army is a result of the mismanagement that we have been putting on them, and the high degree of corruption that has become endemic at the level of the superior echelon of the service. It's not endemic to Nigerian army alone. Go to the Nigerian Air Force and you'll be surprised that most of the assets they have, working assets they have, are just ornamental pieces. They can't fly. Go to the Nigerian Navy and you'll be surprised, my sister, that most of the assets are just docked as waterborne barrels.
Oba says this is not the time for trading blames. He urged the heads of government parastatals to be proactive, adding that the ineffectiveness of the campaign against terror on corruption. The Senate President David Mark has restated federal government's resolve to fight insurgency and other security challenges, saying government will not negotiate with criminals. According to Mark, the federal government has the resources to deal with insurgency, criminals and those blackmailing it. He added that the present government will not yield to blackmail. He says that the government cannot negotiate with criminals, saying that the present government will not exchange people for criminals, saying a criminal will be treated like a criminal. He promised that the government will at no distant time bring the issue of Boko Haram insurgency in the northern part of the country to a long-term and logical conclusion. The walk, the talk, and the meditation protest organized to help rescue the over 200 abducted schoolgirls was held in Lagos to press for the release of the girls. The protest started with a meditation session. Initiator of the protest, Patutomi, called on everyone to pray for the girls and the country at large.
It's tragic that we have come down to this. You know, we used to read about Pakistan and places like that, and it seemed like a distant, you know, never land thing that we would never live through. But here we are living through it. Every day now in our country, there's blood being shed. In truth, more people are dying in Nigeria than are dying in civil wars like in Syria. How did we get here? It can't be one cause. It's got to be a variety of reasons. And our challenge must be not to blame yesterday, but try and interrogate today so that tomorrow we'll be rid of these problems.
He also spoke during the candlelight session, urging the kidnappers to bring back our girls alive. Utomi condemned the recent bomb attacks in Jos Plateau State. A participant at the meditation protest, Joe Udumaki, also called for the unconditional release of the schoolgirls.
Today is the 41st day that our girls are being held hostage. And as I speak, Nigeria, our great dear country, lies critically ill at the intensive care unit with all the symptoms of a failing nation. Also part of the symptoms is insecurity of lives and property that has become a recurring decimal. My heart grieves. It's so sad. It's terribly worrisome that as a country, several years after independence, terrorism has remained a major challenge. As I speak, poverty is ravaging our nation. Unemployment is on the rise. Infrastructural decay has telling effect on the life of our citizens.
The violence that erupted after the mega rally of the Labour Party in Ekiti State led to the trading of blames between the Labour Party and the All Progressives Congress. Ekiti State correspondent Rashid has details.
Parties are throwing blames at each other over what led to the violence and vandalization of property in Ikere.
We were told that one of ours, Otumba Femi, was attacked and that there was pandemonium in town. So we quickly broke that meeting. We went out. Even my chairman had to leave his vehicle in my house, the vehicle of the party, so that these people won't vandalize it. They were just rampaging.
But to our own surprise, just about 5 minutes to the end of the rally, they came in with a load of trucks to attack us at the venue of the rally.
Who are the members of the APC? Who are the members of the APC? Because we did not send anybody out. We were at a meeting in the senator's house. I, as the chairman, nothing was done about that. Nobody sent anybody out. You should know, why should they come to that party office to come and open the place, force the place open, and then destroy all the items there?
A group of thugs in a vehicle, branded vehicle. The vehicle is branded in APC colors. They just come in a commando style, storm the places, and they begin to harass the people. Like, we're able to manage the situation and repel the thugs. We're able to repel them, manage the situation, and soon afterward, the situation was brought under control.
Apart from billboards and properties destroyed, various degrees of injuries were sustained by some people. One person sustained gunshot wounds. There are, however, different accounts of what led to the shooting.
Around 4 o'clock, I just received call that Labour Party MOB boys have vandalized my office and my house. On getting there, I would just see a bus coming with people and started shooting gun. That's how I see that I was shot.
The policemen were trying to fight back, but they resisted the police. Maybe the police made some 2 or 3 shots that hit some of their men. Sincerely,
we had shots, some sound of gunshots, and that made the police to promptly, respond.
The two political parties have accused each other of the violence. None of the parties, however, is ready to take blame, as they say the real battle will be on the 21st of June, as the fight for the vote of the people of Ekiti.
Like Ekiti for now, be an electoral market. On election day, people will not decide whose commodity, whose product they want to buy. Why is APC being so jittery? They will attack APC, Labour Party, they will attack PDP. Why? So if they attack you, my brother, you will fight back. You will definitely fight back.
Well, we have 26 days from the election now. The tolerance we have had, we will continue to have. The only thing is that we know on the 21st, we will go to the field. That's the battlefront, not the battle of hooliganism, battle of balloting. So they will know.
The violent clashes that have characterized many of the campaigns in Ekiti has raised concerns among residents and authorities. The peaceful conduct of the June 21st governorship election is now a priority. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ikere Ekiti.
Away from the blame game in Ekiti to faraway Thailand. Stories from that place coming up shortly after this break.
On the day list this morning, Nigerians encourage corruption, cites June 1st of the Punch newspaper. And Nigerian Governor Forum calls for Okonjo Iweala's resignation. Page 2 of the Punch newspaper. The dailies every day on CoreTV News.
Nigerians continue to travel the city of Lagos once agog as all routes
Be the first to know from the north, south, east, west and around Africa. We break the news.
One Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are CoreTV News.
Welcome to CoreTV.
A 24-hour news station.
Glad to have you back. For more information on our news and other programs, you can visit us on our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/CoreTV News. You can also follow us on Twitter at CoreTV News NG. Get to watch previous and current editions of Core Digest and other programs on YouTube. It's youtube.com/CoreTV. Leave a space and news. Public anger at the Thai military school grew as more than 1,000 protesters shouting "Get out!" marched across the capital in defense of an army warning against protests. Demonstrators began marching in the Chidlom district and made their way across the city to the Victory Monument, cheered by onlookers after a tense standoff with armed soldiers in the city's retail heart. It is the largest expression of dissent since the army seized power after months of political turmoil. There was no sign of soldiers or police in the streets during the march, which went ahead despite a junta statement calling on people not to protest and a martial law ban on gatherings of more than 5 people. The military has detained former Premier Yingluck Shinawatra and scores of other ousted government leaders and political figures since the coup, which brought sharp international criticism. Before the main march, minor scuffles broke out as dozens of protesters, some waving signs reading "Junta out," staged a boisterous demonstration, jeering angrily and pushing at lines of armed soldiers outside a Bangkok shopping mall. Bangkok has seen several smaller outbreaks of protest against the junta since Army Chief General Prayut Chan-o-cha launched his takeover. That's it on CoreTV This hour. Core Digest continues shortly. Stay with us.